SQE prep courses since the inception of the SQE examination. So we've got quite a lot of insight into how our students have found the success in terms of dealing with study on the courses. So the key point is that the students have 13 practice areas to get under their belt to get ready for randomized MCQ single best answer exams. So having a structure is absolutely essential. So something which enables them to skill up in terms of the acquisition of knowledge, but also skill up in terms of being able to rotate that knowledge very quickly to skip from one practice area to another. So weekly structure, absolutely key there. Following from that, in order to be skilled for those SQE exams, you really need to be actively engaging in activities that enable you to sit those exams. So the range of activities that are available to engage in is absolutely important for any trainee looking to sit the SQE exams and engaging in the training that's provided for them with the training provider. So for example, for our SQE1 preparation courses, we have activities which enable students to self-test their knowledge, but really what we're aiming for them to do is to complete MCQ examinations. So we have a whole raft of MCQ practice tests that they can do while they're undertaking SQE prep, a prep module with the College of Legal Practice. And we have found that we can gauge very accurately what the prospects of success are in the SQE1 exams from performance in our formative SQEs, formative preparatory assessments as they move through our SQE1 prep module. And that's really important to enable the individual who's studying to have a sense of their own abilities and confidence moving into the SQE examination. So really important to engage in those assessment practice opportunities as they move through the module and not to feel like they need to be ready before they're engaging in those practice opportunities. The other aspect is to think about how much study time you've got available in any particular week, because obviously to cover 13 practice areas involves a lot of work, and some people may have more time available in their week than others. So to think about the length of time over which you do a preparatory course and aim to do a preparatory course that is aligned to the point where you're actually going to require a trainee to attempt the SQE1 assessment. So we have a number of options. We have a 13-week option, which equates roughly to full-time, a 20-week option, which would enable somebody to work alongside, but then a 40-week option, which would enable somebody to obviously have a heavier workload in practice, whilst also studying for SQE over a longer period of time before taking their SQE examination. I've been talking there about success on SQE1. Success on SQE2 is very much along the same lines. The activities differ because the exams differ. And you will have students who are approaching SQE2 from two routes or two pathways. The first pathway might be the SQE pathway itself, so studying and succeeding hopefully on SQE1 before moving to SQE2. But the second pathway, which is still available while there is transition wholly to SQE, is the pathway whereby somebody who has completed an LPC and therefore is exempt from SQE1, but will need to take SQE2. The important point for these people is that the SQE2 syllabus contains all of the content of the SQE1 syllabus. So they will need to skill up and refresh knowledge of SQE1 as they study for SQE2. So it's really building some space for those candidates who are on that pathway to become familiar with SQE1 materials while they study for SQE2. Incidentally, in our platform, in our study design, we do have a methodology whereby students are able to access our SQE1 preparatory materials while studying for SQE2, which we could talk about at length, but I don't think that's appropriate here. So hopefully that's given you some insight, but the key messages are following a structure, engaging in everything that's made available in terms of activities while you're on the preparatory course, and ensuring that a pathway is chosen which is one you're able to follow according to the other demands on your time, so that you align to the appropriate SQE opportunity at the end of your study.